So last class, we looked at the mantra as the meaning of the words, the words itself. So we saw Om, then money, which means jewel, palme, lotus, hum. May I open for the universe, Om, money, for the best in me, the jewel, the diamond, and let that be our offering out of the mud to the world. I set the seed of all my motivation to do the good and to bring wisdom and compassion. The jewel and the lotus, wisdom and compassion. And another way of seeing this mantra is by dividing it by its syllables. So it's made by 6 syllables. Om, ma, ni, had, me, hum. Yeah, 6 syllables. And we can go very deep into explaining where each syllables are referring to, because then we don't refer, because we then don't refer to the syllable itself, but then to the wisdom that is connected, and then we can go really deep. So we are kind of gonna overlook. Not overlook. Overlook means not looking at, just looking the essence, because this is like the whole principle of Buddhism. It's a lifetime. We are going to look into the 6 paramitas, which is it's a way how they explain also the paramitas. Is it's the, I would say so, it's like you are in a dark tunnel and you see many lights. Which light should you follow to cross to the other side? Well, there are 6 kind of lights, so to say, okay? 6 kind of things you should follow, which are true, to be able to really bring you to the other side. If you follow this, internalize the 6 principles. So I made my notes here because also it goes to it also refers each paramita to a realm. So whoever knows the wheel of life, you have 6 realms. Some of them have 5 realms because they put the devas and the asuras together. The gods and the demigods sometimes are together. 6 when gods and semigods are in different realms. So Om is related to the paramita of generosity. And it's white, like we put our petal, it's white. And it's connected to the devas, to the gods. Yeah. And as we know also, each realm, it's connected to a kind of wisdom and poison. Yeah. Similar to what we know about the 5 wisdom, the 5 Buddha families, also connected to a wisdom and to a poison. So the poison of the gods is that they already have everything. Everything. They have long age, they have beauty, they never have hunger, and they have wisdom. They kind of attain. So it's kind of what they say, which is it could be toxic after time, is that you forget. It's kind of you fall in a deep, good sleep. Everything is so comfortable that you fall in a dream. So this is the poison of the gods. And whoever read the words of my perfect teacher, he explains very well each realm. And the most orthodox Buddhists, they say the realms are actually worlds that you are reborn into it. But also, in some other teachers, they explain, yes, this is one aspect. You can be reborn in hell or reborn into Deva's realm. But also they are states of mind. Yeah, we know that our planet have all the realms, and you don't have to die to actually enter a realm of hell. I just said, not sure you heard that, but it's really, really, really big thunder here. So it's like that. You can get into hell, right? Like a bomb, like a thunder. And sometimes we can even think, oh, if I follow the parameters, I will not fall in hell. Then the hell disappear when I'm a good person. Super patience, super generosity, super, And I don't know. I question that because, it's a kind of logic. I still can be a good person and be in Ukraine with bombs in my head. But today also I heard something very thoughtful about peace. We ask for peace, and what is peace? And when we think about peace, we sometimes think about that kind of stillness that is almost like something a bit like a torpor. Nothing happens, and I'm so comfortable and in peace, and everything is butterflies. But actually thinking that connecting the sense of peace with the sense of center, of unshakable, which is the Vajra, which is the symbol of the Dorje. This is peace, when you know your strength. So you can be in peace, and then you are called for war and be a seed of peace. That means I am in myself. I don't get lost or driven by the fear, or driven by the expectation, or driven by all the hells. So the hell it has always the doors open. It's always inviting us. Going downhill, you don't need much help. Okay, you just relax and then you go downhill. So there is no effort to go down there. So that's why it's a feeling that we always have to maintain a kind of awareness and a kind of a joyful effort not to enter these realms. And that's how then the Buddha is kind of made I would say a manual, but it's just a clear path that when we are getting lost, or maybe when we are afraid, when we get afraid, we don't decide, oh, now I want to be afraid and I will be afraid. You go into it without awareness. So actually it's when you put you close your eyes and your senses, you are driven into hell. So he says, okay, if you maintain your muscles, it's like your inner muscles, exercising the parameters, this awareness will not go off, and it will be very clear the moment that fear is inviting you to open the doors of hell. And still you can, when you have that strong peace, when you are peace, you can come into a battlefield and bring that peace. That's why it's so important not to focus on the exterior commanding peace when you come from a place of inner confusion. So it's so important that we now more than ever become the peace that we want in the world, so we can be that that seed, that we become the mantra. Yeah. So the first parameter, which is Om, it's talking about generosity. Yeah, so it talks about the world of the devas, of the gods who have everything. It has a lot to give. When it's in awareness, it has a lot to give. So a person in a deva state of mind, it has the feeling that you already have everything, that you are so rich, so abundant in wisdom and compassion, and you are so sure of yourself, of your inner peace, that you are giving like a mango tree. It doesn't hold its mango, thinking if I give more mango, it will disappear, you know. Or like fire, the fire doesn't finish when it goes on lighting other candles. It actually multiplies. So it's a generosity is that feeling in you that more you give, more you have from life. So the more you give for life, the more it gives to you. And that doesn't only mean giving things or giving, you know, what we first think is giving things, but most of all is giving presence. And we talked about this other times. So generosity, it's so simple all the time to be practiced. Just the ability to hear a person. And another level is to hear that person that you really don't want to hear, that really comes with the needles and knives into the points that you are so attached to. You breathe, and that generosity, you know, can help you, can be that light. When you feel you are in darkness, that means when you feel you are in anger, like when you have your somebody very, usually the closest people or the people that we most love knows exactly how to offer us both doors, hell and heaven. Yeah. So, and then suddenly it's like both open, and you, oh my God, what does this person is inviting me to get into hell or paradise? I'm confused, you know. So you shouldn't wait the other person to decide for you. You say, I'm entering my peace, my peace. I'm not going into your invitation. So usually when somebody poke us, is because this person is in a state of hell or confusion or neediness. You know, anytime that somebody brings the invitation of hell is because this person is there. So then there is a possibility of generating compassion towards this person. If this person is inviting me to hell, is because this person is in hell. You see? So we don't have to, out of compassion of this person, enter her or his hell, which sometimes we do, just to validate our love for this person. We react and we go to the same place. But when we are in our inner peace, we can do the opposite, or at least be in our peace. So this generosity for the other to hear, but also generosity to cultivate our peace. Okay, you see, we can go really deep into thinking about generosity. And the poison, of course, here is pride. Yeah, pride and forgetfulness. And we can see all these political figures, you know, being how do you call that trip they have of power, you know, it's a power trip, the Deva realms, you know. We can see ourselves sometimes in that too, but if we could see the whole world with all this political, for example, or stars, very famous, you know, you have everything, but it kind of flips very easy. So the second, so this is Om, and we are talking very, you know, superficially. I'm gonna repeat after the parameters of that. After Om, we go to Ma, and it's related to the parameter of discipline, persistence, and it's related to the demigods realm. And if you see the wheel of life, Tanka, there is a tree that grows in the semi-gods, but that tree grows so much that all the fruits are given to the gods. And then the demigods who are down here, where the tree is being born, they are like, hey, but it's ours because the tree is here, but how come the fruits are going to the gods? So you know what? We are going to cut this tree. We are going to cut this tree. So these are the soldiers and the who are under, you know, the gods. And imagine to live next to a god, you know, must be very difficult. So the poison is jealousy, and jealousy, it's, you know, it's a burning mind for sure, you know. So discipline, which is the paramita, discipline, and this I'm sure I said many times. One of my lights in the tunnel is freedom is discipline. So it's the moment that I become master of my own mind, which I can compare to a wild horse. Yeah, the horse has this potency, has this strength. I don't want to fight against it. It's stronger than me, but I can, how to say that in English? It's not control. I can tame. Yeah, I can tame and become master of it and use that strength for my own good, for my own benefit. And this is when then the freedom of the horse through discipline becomes strength, in the sense it will take me to where I want and not straight to the abyss. You know, so the mind has the power, like I said, to, without discipline, it can enter to hell. With discipline, to freedom. The same horse, the same mind. Yeah. So discipline through meditation, contemplation, deeds, awareness, you know, or even the discipline of like tanka painting. Tanka is a discipline, is a yoga through art, or the yoga through the body, or I study, or just maintaining your samaya, maintaining your vows. This is a discipline where when you feel the horse really wants to bite that carrot, but it doesn't belong to it. So that moment of saying no and saying yes, this is discipline, until it becomes natural, and actually you don't need to exercise discipline. You see, a Buddha doesn't need probably a discipline because he has become like nature doesn't need to practice generosity because it is generous. Like a mango gives mango. It is not thinking, you know, I'm going to give to this but not to that. It becomes it. So this is a path to become, and eventually to drop even that vow when you become it. The third is ni, ni, and it's connected to the realms of human beings. And because of our knowledge, not, but more intelligence, we are very different from any other animals or plants. We are very different. I was really thinking these days, like maybe, and even Tibetans have a story, you know, that human beings are a mix of a monkey and how do you call that? Bigfoot, yeah, that they believe they have in the Himalaya. And some say that the Bigfoot is also an alien. And, you know, Egyptians have these stories that, you know, gods come from heaven. Even, who knows, you know, that we are a part of an alien that came and put in the animal. And because we are very different, I just want to say that we are very, our intelligence give us that knowledge of good and bad, of creating morality, which animals, they don't. They are natural, you know, but that's the price. When we know this is good, this is bad, we create tension, and tension creates the desire. If I cannot have, wait a minute, I want that. So our world goes round because of desire. So human beings are the essence of it is passion, desire. That is what moves the world of human beings. Somebody asked, what color is Ma? Sorry, Ma is green. Yeah. It's funny because I don't know if in English you have this thing of saying, oh, he's green out of envy. Do you have that in English? Oh, right. In Portuguese, we do. So it's funny, right? Because then green, it's connected to the jealousy of the demigods. So now you don't forget to, so the paramita is patience. Patience. I don't know to tell you, I don't know if patience, it's not connected to the wisdom of desire, but it's connected to that paramita. Yeah, so to the parameter of patience. And well, oh my God, patience, the first being we have to be patient is with our own process. And also to know, to have the wisdom, and patience is a deep wisdom. For example, you know how to make a bread, you know all the ingredients, you do everything right, but you cannot speed the time. When you put the bread in the oven, you cannot just put a higher fire or do whatever higher. I mean, it needs its time, So it's that wisdom of waiting. Things has its own time. This is such a big wisdom, and we benefit so much when we relax and rest into the wisdom of patience. That things has its own time, even when you deeply wish and you are almost sure it will be so good if things would just happen faster, or the opposite, And also I spoke with other person. We were talking about the precepts, well, the principles of a warrior. And we always imagine a warrior going to fighting like a samurai. He's always like in his sword and doing. But now I forgot the phrase, but it was something like a warrior, a mature warrior is also about waiting. So imagine you are in a war or whatever, things are happening, but you know that your time of getting into action is not now. And things are going on and you could do so much, but you have the wisdom of patience and you put your sword here, and for many years you don't fight because you are a fighter. And it feels like contradiction because you always associate a warrior with doing, with fighting. But actually a warrior who knows how to wait the right time eats the bread. Gets the bread.
May I say something?
Yes. Who is talking? Let me see.
In Switzerland, there's a very famous general. His name is General Dufour. And there was in the 17th century, I think there was between Catholics and Protestants. They wanted to fight. And he said, wait. And everybody said, no, we have to fight them. He said, no, we are going to wait. And in the end, everybody became friends again. So he was the waiting one, and he became very, very famous because of that.
Isn't that amazing? Yes. And there's a tendency of us to wanting to prove, because we associate strength, courage, power, justice with doing. So it's so difficult to actually manifest the wisdom without manifesting or without the doing. So that calls us for deep understanding, deep trust of patience. So this is the third parameter, patience. It's beautiful that, So, and the color is yellow. So it's the same colors as our petals. So we did last time. Our petals are colored by these colors. Then the fourth, Pe, the first syllable of Padma, which is lotus, Pe, in blue in color. It's connected to the animal realms and the ignorance, the poison of ignorance. It's kind of lost in ignorance, Animals don't really know, they don't wonder about their death, for example. Human beings are the only one that contemplate actually our destiny, which is death. Animals, they don't. So they actually live in a very natural way, which is very good, but it doesn't evolve. You know, they survive very well, but they don't have the unquietness, that why do we die? Well, why do we exist? What is the purpose? Only human beings have that. But that unquietness, this turbulence actually in the mind, it's actually the gasoline that makes us move towards liberation, whatever liberation means. So the parameter, it's connected to diligence, or also ethics or morality, or also what I learned, it's called joyful effort. I would say also vigor. No? So I think it's connected to discipline, but discipline is it's connected to discipline, I think, but that joyful effort of keeping that awareness of questioning, questioning the ethics, questioning the morality of that, is that persistent inquiry. This is more my vision, how I understand. Maybe you are welcome to share if you think. But that joyful effort, not that boring effort like somebody, you're talking with somebody and he's like questioning all the time, no, but this, why. It's always with the motivation to bring joy. You can question, you can inquiry, but out of innocence, and you are persistent about it. Why? You go to the real root of things, but without losing connection with the person or thing or whatever. If you're questioning the sky, you inquiry without losing the connection with the sky. You see, otherwise we get so centered, so self-centered. My ethics, my morality, my reason. I think I know. So that joyful effort, it makes us question, inquiry without losing the connection with the thing or whatever you are questioning about. So you don't lose the essence. If I'm questioning the sky, I should be connected to the sky so I can really find the essence of the sky. Otherwise, I'm like blind, So it's about ethics is not losing connection to the thing that I'm living, to the precept that I'm living, and still being able to question it, and not just accepting everything just because it is said. Oh, they said this is wrong, this is right. I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that. So, for example, one of the precepts of ethics is like no sexual misconduct, not lying, not getting, not being drunk or whatever, not losing your mind. But when you, for example, when you are connected to the person, when you are connected eye to eye, heart to heart, and I'm questioning the desire that comes, sexual desire, but I don't lose connection to the person, and I cannot harm, because I'm dealing with that desire and still connecting to the person. You see, it's so subtle not to lose connection. And then naturally, your ethics will be in harmony to anyone that you connect to. Okay. And then PADME, so we go to the fifth parameter, which is meditation. The color is red. It's connected to the hungry ghosts. And its poison is poverty, poverty of mind, the feeling of possession. And I would add also addictions. So meditation, of course, we can go so deep into meditation, but I think we shouldn't limit ourselves into what we know about meditation, which is sitting cross-legged and this is meditation. I mean, meditation is washing your dishes. It's speaking with somebody, with connection. It's looking at the sky, it's feeling the wind, is the quality of presence. And when we are able to really hear and see the world as it is, we come closer to the root of truth, which will be our next parameter, which is wisdom. And this wisdom, we are talking about the wisdom of, specifically the wisdom about emptiness. You know, the emptiness, that everything is empty. I mean, the chair that I am, I see as a chair. You see, when I imagine, the chair is in my head, but actually it's pieces put together. If I cut Tiffany's arm, her head is there, her feet is there, her leg is there, and I ask you, where is Tiffany? You would say, oh, her hand is here, her head is there. But where is she? It's in your mind. You created Tiffany. You put the pieces together. So the body itself, what you were seeing is empty in that sense. It's not fixed. What you put together in your mind, and you give that aliveness. So this is what they call the emptiness of the wisdom of emptiness. And it's connected, the sixth parameter, I'm just going a bit faster now, but the sixth parameter then is wisdom. And it's connected to the hell beings and to the poison of aggression, hatred. It's very beautiful. If you haven't yet, I'm sure many of you have contemplated the wheel of life with all the realms, you know, and try to imagine yourself. When were you visiting such and such realm, and what brought you there? What was the door? What was the spell? What convinced you of going down there or up there? Why did you go? What was the moment that you weren't aware and you slipped into that realm? Was it a decision? Was it a decision? Or it was a lack of awareness? And then suddenly when you are aware, oh my God, I am in hell. And I don't know how I got here, but we slipped into it. So it's it is said that it's the first tanka. I'm thinking, Claudia, which book do you recommend on parameters? You know, I never saw one which only talks about the parameters. If somebody knows, it's always together with other dilemmas. If somebody knows, you can write in the chat if you know books. There are many YouTubes also there. So it's very beautiful. I invite you to, now every time you do Om Mani Padme Hum, that you have the feeling that you are gathering all these six lights in a very dark tunnel, and choosing to cultivate that, to make even more polished, more visible, more integrated with that peace. Okay, remember the peace, the warrior, the true warrior. So every time when you do Mani Padme Hum is the peace warrior mantra. And this is what His Holiness the Dalai Lama is, I think, right? He went, look his story, you know, and he had to be such a warrior to say, we are not fighting with violence. He had to be so into his own self, so sure of his peace, even though with so much pain in his heart, because he knew people would die. Still, he would die anyway, right? With violence, without violence. Chinese invaded Tibet with violence. He couldn't stop. Pema Chodron has a great online course on the paramitas. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Cynthia. And a book, The Way of the Bodhisattva. Yes, thank you. That's great. I didn't know Pema Chodron has only about the paramitas. Wow, that's excellent. Beautiful. Okay, let me connect my camera and let's get to the drawing. Let's see.